So for class today, you'll just want to have a set of weights and a block, if you have those, or something the equivalent of some weights. Most of you probably have a block, or if you don't have a block, it's okay. And then we will begin in a child's pose. And if you have music that you are, if you want to play the playlist I sent over, then you can put that on. Otherwise, let's begin in a child's pose. Your knees wide, your big toes together, walk your hands forward, let your forehead come down towards the mat. Stretch through the arms. And from your child's pose, you can lift your forehead, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Put your left hand over your right hand. And let your forehead come back down. Take some big breaths here into the side body. Lift the forehead, walk your hands through center, go to the other side. Over to the left, put the right hand over the left hand. And walk your hands back to center. Let's bring the palms together, bend the elbows, and take the prayer hands to the back of the head. Walking your elbows in a little bit closer to the sides of the head, a little bit more towards the top edge of the mat, and then sink the hips back to the heels of the feet. Reach your arms forward, separate your hands about mats with distance apart, and come up onto all fours. Find tabletop. Spread through your fingers, and as you inhale, come into a cow pose. And as you exhale, press into your hands and curl in for cat. Inhale, draw the chest back through, cow. Exhale, press into your hands and curl. Let's do this a few more times. Good. From here, come down onto your forearms. Extend one leg back behind you and then the other forearm plank. As you press through the heels of your feet, draw the chest forward, take some of the pike out of the hips. We keep bringing the pelvic points towards the low ribs and the belly to the spine. Lower your knees to the mat, come down to your belly, uncurl your toes so the tops of the feet are on the mat. Take a couple of breaths here into the Sphinx Pose. And then as you press into the tops of the feet, into the forearms, lift your hips up and look down towards your navel. Inhale, lower. Let the gaze look up. Press into the tops of the feet and lift. Lower back down. Press and lift. Inhale to lower. Press and lift. Lower back down. One more time. Press and lift. Lower back down. Take your left forearm parallel with the top edge of your mat as you roll onto your left side. Step your right foot forward about halfway to the top of the mat. Right toes will be pointing towards the right edge of the mat. Now pressing into your forearm, the outer edge of your left foot and your right foot, lift up. Lift your hip off the mat and reach the right arm up towards the sky. Turn your palm forward, reach your arm forward. And as you exhale, sweep the arm back behind you, dip the left hip towards the mat. Inhale, lift back up, reach over. Dip the left hip towards the mat as you reach back through the right arm. Inhale, lift up and over. Reach back and dip. Inhale, lift up and over. Good. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Now reach the arm back up towards the sky and lift the right heel up off the mat. So you're on the ball of the right foot. Put the heel down, lower down, come back through Sphinx Pose. Coming into Sphinx Pose, press into the tops of the feet and lift. Lower back down. Press and lift. Look down towards your navel and then lower. Gaze looks up. 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Right forearm parallel at the top into the mat. Roll to your right side. Step your left foot about halfway to the top of the mat. Toes point towards the edge of the mat. Let's lift the hip up off the mat. Left arm to the sky. Left palm faces forward. Reach forward. Lift your bottom hip away from the mat. And then dip the right hip down. Reach back to the right left arm. Inhale, lift up and over. Exhale and dip. Inhale to lift. Exhale, dip. Just 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. And exhale. Now reach the arm to the sky and lift your heel off the mat. Lift the bottom hip more. And then heel down, hip down. Come back to Sphinx Pose. Come back to your Sphinx Pose. Here we go. 5 more of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift, round to the mid and upper back, and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's slide the hands back beneath the shoulders. Press into the hands. Inhale and lift your chest. Come into a cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lift. Look over your right shoulder. Bend your right knee. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Look over left shoulder. Bend left knee. Exhale, lower. Press back through all 4s. Child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Take some big breaths into the belly here. And then come on back to all 4s. Find quadruped. Tabletop, in other words. Okay, from your quadruped, reach your left arm out. Reach up towards where the wall meets the ceiling. And as you exhale, start to thread the left arm through. Inhale, reach your arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, start to thread it through. Inhale, reach back up. On the next one, bring it through, come down onto your left shoulder and pause here. Keep the right hand where it's at or extend the arm forward and slide your right hip back a little bit. Okay. Let's release. Sweep the left arm back up towards where the wall meets the ceiling and then reach it straight out in front of you. Straight ahead. Extend the right leg back. Okay. Now, as you extend your right leg back, press through the heel of the foot, reach to the fingertips. As you exhale, tap elbow to knee. Inhale and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Keep your toes pointed. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. And keep going here. Let's do 7 more. 6, 5. Keep it up. More bird dogs than we usually do. Last 2. And 1. Good. Set your hand down on the mat. Put your forearms down. Now, from here, keep that right leg lifted. You're gonna tap the right toes down. Inhale, lift. So as you keep your toes pointed and you lift the leg, squeeze your butt as you lift up. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. This should also be a wrist break here too. Keep your right toes pointed. Squeeze your butt as you lift. Good. Keep going. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your knee on the mat. Come back up onto all fours. Okay, take your right arm out. Reach up towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Exhale, start to thread it through. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach back up. Last one, come all the way down onto your right shoulder. Stay here, or reach your left arm forward as you slide your left hip back a little bit. Put your left hand on the mat, release. Reach the arm out and up towards the sky, and then straight ahead, straight out in front of you. Take the left leg back. From bird dog, as you exhale, elbow to knee. Remember, keep your left toes pointed for what we're doing today. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, and reach. Keep going. Halfway there. Last 5, 4. Keep it up. Last 2, and 1. Keep your left leg lifted. Put your hand on the mat. Come down to your forearms. We're keeping the left toes pointed. Tap the left foot down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Tap, lift and squeeze. Tap, lift and squeeze. Good. That leg long and strong. About halfway there. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put your knee on the mat. Come up onto your hands. Let's take a child's pose. Child's pose is also going to stretch out the glutes a little bit after that work. It's a good time for a sip of water if you need it. Okay. Come on back to all fours. From your quadruped, you're going to lift up the right leg, kick it out, rebend the knee, and bring it in. Now, as you bring your leg in, it's just hovering. It's not touching the floor. So lift, kick, bend, midline. Lift, kick, bend, midline. You can keep the toes, actually, let's keep the foot flexed for this one. So a flexion in your ankle, a dorsiflexion, instead of pointing your toes, pull your toes back. Good. You just have 5 more. Woo. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So you can extend your right leg back behind you, come down to your forearms. Lift up your right leg. Keep your foot flexed. Tap the toes to the mat. Inhale, lift. We're doing the same thing we did before, but this time we're keeping the ankle flexed. Inhale, lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Good. So not pointing the toes, dorsiflexion in the ankle. Pressing through the heel. Keep going. Rest break 2. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Set your knee on the mat. Come back to tabletop. So let's do the other side. Starting with your left leg. Lift up the left leg. Lift up, kick, bend, midline. So fire hydrant kicks. Lift, kick, bend, and down. Lift, kick, center. And keep it up. Foot flexed. And keep it up. Almost there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so come down to your forearms, extend your left leg back, keep your foot flexed, your toes pointed down, tap the toes to the mat, lift and squeeze. Tap, lift and squeeze. Tap and lift. Tap and lift, you got this. First break 2. Squeeze as you lift the left leg. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose. Take your knees wide, big toes together. Okay. Come back up onto forearms. We're going to do one more rep, forearms or hands. We're going to do one more rep of the forearm plank lifts. So one more option here for this forearm plank lift. You can stay with this forearm tabletop as you extend. We'll start with the right leg. Or you can challenge yourself and come into the actual plank pose here for the last set, okay? So your choice. We're starting with the right leg. Lift, an option to point or flex the toes here. It might actually, if you're in the regular plank, it might feel better to point your toes. So we'll just go with that. Point the toes, lift and squeeze. Point, lift and squeeze. Good. Stay strong. This is the last set of these. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right to the other side. Lift up the left leg. Point the toes. Lift and squeeze. Tap. Lift and squeeze. Tap. Lift and tap. Good. Stay strong. Especially when you're feeling like tired, you want to give up. Finish line is almost there. Squeeze as you lift. For the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sphinx pose. Come down to your belly. Whew. Let your forehead come all the way down. Rest your arms at your sides. As you inhale, lift everything up. Come into Shalabhasana. Reach back through the fingertips, extend back through the toes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift for Shalabhasana. This time, interlace the fingers behind your back and reach the knuckles to the heels as you lift the chest. And lower, release the interlacing of your fingers. Inhale, Shalabhasana. Interlace your fingers, this time other thumb on top. Back to the knuckles, lift through the chest. And relax. Put your hands beneath your shoulders, press through all 4s, and shift back to child's pose for a couple breaths. Good time for water if you'd like some as well. All right. And let's come up onto all 4s. Curl the toes under and press back to down dog. All right. Now your hands are going to be about mat's width distance apart here as they are for downward facing dog. Staying in the downward facing dog, as you exhale, bend your elbows to the side, lower your head towards the mat, press into the hands, straighten the arms, press the earth away. So like down dog push-ups, elbows will bow out to the sides. Rather than how we're normally taught, usually in chaturanga with the elbows going in. So keep going here, elbows to the sides, press away, bend and extend. And keep it up, about halfway there. Five more, last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift to the tippy toes, bend your knees, walk your hands to your feet, come into a forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, let the gaze look forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale and fold. One more time, inhale and lift halfway. Now as you exhale, bring your hands onto your hips, come all the way up to standing. We're going to maintain about a hips width distance between the feet here. And as you exhale, sink your hips back like you're going into a chair. Inhale, stand up, straighten your legs and press your pelvis forward. Sit back, stand up, press your pelvis forward. Back and up. Good. Keep going here. Pressing the pelvis forward as you stand up. Can you sit back more on these last few? Good. 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Stay low and pulse. So partial range of motion instead of full. Little pulses here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Stay here. Keep your chest lifted. Belly to the spine. Hold the squat. Hold the chair. For 10, 9, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up. Release your arms down to your side. Siddhasana. Inhale your arms over your head. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale and lift halfway. As you exhale, walk your hands back to downward facing dog. Another set of down dog push-ups and go, bend, extend. Try smiling, it helps. It just feels like we have about 100 more of these. But instead, we only have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From down dog, lift the tippy toes, bend your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise to standing this time. Reach your arms up over your head. Keep your arms reaching up over your head as you bend your knees. Straighten your legs, stand up, press your pelvis forward. Keep your arms over your head. If you need to, you can put your hands back on your hips. Otherwise, keep your arms raised. So you sit back and stand up. Feet are about sitting bone width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Good. Squeeze so you stand up. Press the pelvis forward. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, as you sit back, pause and pulse. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Stay down. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and straighten your legs. Release your arms to your sides. Whew. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them back and down. Again, shoulders forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, walk your hands to down dog. Oh boy, guess what we're doing? Can you guess? Yes, you guessed right. Let's bend the elbows. Down dog push-up. Straighten the arms. Bend and extend. This is the last set of these, so have no fear. If you feel like you can't go on, there's just 10 more. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Lift to the tippy toes, bend your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale, fold, rise to standing. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale your arms down to your sides. We're gonna do one more set of the squats. This time as you bend your knees, reach your arms up over your head. As you stand up, bring the arms to the sides, press your pelvis forward and press back through your arms. Reach up, stand up, press back through the arms as you press the pelvis forward. Reach up, straighten the legs. Good. Got 10 more. Last 5. 2, 1. Stay down and pulse. Actually, let's bring the arms to the sides and back. As you pulse, press back through the arms. So you're gonna fly away. Press back as you pulse. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Press back through the arms, press back through the arms. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and stand up. Arms over your head. Exhale, arms to the sides. Inhale, reach the arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale and fold. Rise back up to standing. And as you exhale, arms on to your sides, hands on your hips. Starting here by stepping the right foot forward. Bend your back knee. Straighten the back leg. Step back. Right side, right foot forward. Bend. Straighten back leg. Step in. Right. Bend. Straighten. Back. Right. Forward lunges. Have to push off that front foot as you come back. Whew. Last 5. 3. And on this last one, stay here in the lunge and pulse. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale your arms over your head for crescent lunge. Exhale your hands to your sides. Actually, let's reach the arms over the head and take the left hand down and the right arm up to come into a revolve lunge for a moment. Yeah. Inhale your arms back up over your head, onto your hips, step back. All right, doing the other side. Hands on the hips, stepping the left foot forward only. Step it forward, bend the back knee, straighten, and back. Step out, left foot, bend, and back. Forward, back. Good. Just 10 more. Feels like 100 million. Last 5. 4. 3. 2. And this next one, you're going to stay out in the lunge and pulse. Pulse. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up over your head. Straighten your back leg, crescent lunge. Revolve lunge. Right hand on the mat, left arm to the sky. Hand on the mat, let's step forward. You're at the top of the mat now. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Rise back up to standing, stand all the way up. And exhale your arms to your sides, Tadasana. Okay, so you can put your hands back on your hips again, all right? Okay, so from here, we're calling these curtsy squats, all right? So you'll take the left leg back behind the right and bend. You can come towards relatively straight with both legs. I want you to think about keeping your torso upright though, not hinging forward, leaning forward, torso upright. Okay. This is a fuller range of motion in this first set. On the ball of the back foot for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down and pulse. Last 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Woo! Hold it down, stay there. The last 10, 9, 8, 5, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Shake it off. And we go right to the other side. So let's cross the right leg behind the left. Okay. Keep the torso upright as you bend and extend. Full range of motion here. Good. Keep it upright. The last 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down on 1 and pulse. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Okay. Shake your legs out if you need to. Okay, so a wider stance here. Step your feet out wider. You're gonna have the toes turned out. We're gonna call these sumo squats, okay? So you can keep your hands on your hips here. Enjoy this, just nothing in the shoulders for now, because we're gonna add on, we're gonna do this set again with some weights. So spoiler alert. Toes turned out, heels in, hands on hips, bend. As you straighten your legs, same idea, squeeze your butt as you come up. Bend, straighten. So squeezing your butt will make you feel like you're pressing your pelvis forward, which probably would be a better cue than just press your pelvis forward, right? Squeeze your butt as you stand up. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, smaller range of motion, pulsing. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Stay here. Belly to spine, pelvic points towards low ribs. For the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you straighten your legs, turn your toes forward. Let's hinge forward and forward fold. Release your hands down to the mat. Let your head hang heavy. You can alternate bending one knee and then the other. So you're opening and stretching the inner legs, the groins. Come back to center. Bring your hands onto your hips and stand all the way up. Step your feet in or hop your feet in. Grab your set of weights. No weights, no problem. We're going to come back to the curtsy squats again. So I think we started with the right leg back. Doesn't really matter. Let's start with the left leg back behind us. Cross the left leg back. You're going to turn your weights forward, palms forward. And as you exhale and bend your knees, you're going to bend the elbows. And so this is a full range of motion in the arms and the legs. So the arms will straighten, and as you bend them, bring those weights towards your shoulders. Full range of motion. Good. Keep it up. About halfway there. Keep your elbows towards the sides of your rib cage too for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now half range of motion, little pulses. So you're not letting the weights go all the way down. They're going about halfway down. So you keep about a 90-degree flexion or less. Good, just like that. For the last 5, stay upright. 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Keep the weight squeezing in. Hold it. For the last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Whew. Let's do the other side. Cross the right leg behind the left. And so this time, instead of having the weights forward, like the palms forward, the palms will face one another, okay? So bend, extend, full range of motion in the legs and the arms. Last 10. Good job. For 5. Woo. 4. Try not to swing the weights around. Slow and controlled. Last 2. And 1. Pulsing. Half range in the arms. Yep. So now let the weights go all the way down. Halfway down. And then curl back in. Halfway and curl. Perfect. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Stay here. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten your leg. Step back to center. Shake it out. Coming back to the sumo squats. Are you ready? I actually really like these. Like a nice spin on the regular squats. A little stretch to the groin, yeah? Okay. So nice wide stance, toes out. And let me think what we want to do for these. Start with your weights out at your sides. Yep, put up to your side. As you bend your knees, bend the weights like a goalpost. Perfect. Or your arms are just on your weights. So bend, extend. Good. You got it. Remember, as you stand up, you're squeezing your butt. Good. The last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay down and pulse. Now take your arms out to the sides here and circle as you pulse. This little brain activity as you pulse. Go the other direction. We're halfway there. Okay, now pause. Keep your arms extended out. Little bend in the elbows, micro bend in the elbows. Stay here. Scoop the belly towards the low ribs for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and straighten your legs. Release. Roll your shoulders up and back. Forward, up and back. Take it in the other direction. Good. Then turn your toes to face forward. Hinge forward. You can set your weights down on the mat. Take a forward fold here. Letting the head hang heavy. From your forward fold, walk your hands over to your right foot. Pivot onto the ball of the left foot. Lower your back knee down. Uncurl the toes so the top of the foot is on the mat. And bring your hands just above your knee. Let your hips sink. So I'm on my right leg. If you're on your left, that's fine. Just make sure you do both sides. Now put your left hand on the mat or the opposite hand of the leg you're using. Reach back and grab a hold of your foot. If you can't quite grab your foot, then just keep the top of the foot on the mat and reach back. You'll still get a really nice hip flexor stretch, bit of a quad stretch there. Release. Frame your front foot, shift your hips back, and straighten your right leg. Your thighs draw towards one another. Bend your knee, come back to the lunge, curl the toes under, lift the back knee, walk it through center, and to the other side on your other leg. Lower your knee down, bring both hands on top of that knee. Let your hips sink. Put your right hand down to the inside of your left foot. Sink the hips, reach back, grab a hold of your right foot. Release, frame your left foot, straighten your left leg. Okay. Bend your knee, come back to your lunge, and step your left foot back or your left leg back into a tabletop. You're gonna want a set of weights for this. So we're gonna start with the right arm from your tabletop. Okay. Left hand on the mat, right hand gripping the weight. Lift up the right arm. So you're making a 90-degree bend in the elbow, and then kick back, bend and lower. Lift, kick back, bend and lower. Lift and lower. Sometimes I like to take my knees a little bit wider here too. So it feels like I'm leaning, it's more equally distributed, the weight, and it's not just on, in this case, the right knee. Last 5. 3, 2, and 1. Set it down on the mat. We're gonna lift up the right leg, lift, kick, bend, and center. Lift, kick, back to the fire hydrant kicks. Keep the toes pointed for this one if you'd like. But do something with the toes. Stabilize the whole leg. Something with the foot. Either pull back or point. Last 5. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's do the other side. So weight in the left hand now. Lift, kick back, bend, and lower. Lift, kick back, and lower. Take the knees wider if you'd like. Maybe it feels more stable. I know it does for me. Try not to swing the weight around with control every movement. Good, you just have 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Do the fire hydrant kicks. Lift the left leg, kick, center, in. Lift, hi-ya, center, and in. Really good kick. Good, you got this. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so let's sit down on our butt now. So close. So close. Okay. Okay, we're doing good. So you're gonna come back onto your forearms here. We'll get off the wrists. Back to your forearms. Lift your legs up. Start with your knees stacked over your hips, shins parallel to the floor. We'll kick through the one leg, right leg, and bend. Left. So you can keep the toes pulled back, the dorsiflexion, the ankle. We're just going from right to left. Right to left. Belly to the spine. Press to the heel. Press. Kick. Good. Almost there. One more each leg. Both legs. Both legs. Good. Five more. 3, 2, 1. Set your feet down on the mat. Lie onto your back. So arms at your sides, and then bend your elbows. Lift up your hips for bridge, okay? Heel toe your feet a little bit close together. Extend your right leg out in front of you, point your toes. Lower your right leg and lift. Actually, what we're gonna do is lift the leg up towards the ceiling, lower it halfway down. Lift to the ceiling, lower halfway down. Lift and lower. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down, switch sides. Lift up your left leg. Lift to the sky, halfway down. Lift, halfway down. Okay. Halfway there. Three, 2, 1. Bend your knee, put your foot on the mat, lower down. We're gonna come back onto the forearms. Oh joy. So again, prepping for that, lift the legs, we'll just do it. So, I'm gonna get in this angle. So as you extend your legs forward, this time, turn your toes to the side, lower, lift, bring it to center. Other side, turn the toes out, lower, lift, and center, okay? So back to the right. So you have a bit of an external rotation in each leg as you're shooting it out. Keep going here. Almost there. Last 2. 2 on each side here. 2, 2, 1, 1. Now, keep your heels together, toes turned out, okay? Extend, keep your heels together, and bend. So it's kind of like a Baddha Konasana. Keep your heels together as you extend. Heels glued. Good. Keep going. About halfway there. And you're done. Set your feet on the mat. Come down to your belly, or sorry, to your back. Now, coming back to the bridges, we are almost there. We'll do some stretching in just a minute. From your bridge, again, lift up your hips. Lift up your right leg towards the sky. And this time you're gonna dip your hips and lift. Dip and lift. Dip, lift. I think you get the idea by now. Keep going. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Lift up your left leg or whatever leg you haven't done yet. Lift leg right towards the sky. Dip your hips. Lift. Dip and lift. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, lower down. Whew. Pause for a moment. Let's take the knees side to side. Come back to center. Let's Draw the right knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers across the shin. Extend the leg towards the ceiling. You can keep your hands right where they're at or slide them up a little bit further. More of a hamstring stretch on that right leg. Cross the right leg over the left. Bring the legs towards you. Interlace the fingers behind your left leg. Shift a little bit more to the left. Bring the legs in closer. And set the left foot on the mat. Let's just drop the legs over to the left. Come into a twist. Stretch the right arm out and away. Bring it back to center. Let's do the other side. Draw your left knee in and release the fingers across that shin. Extend your left leg to the sky and release the fingers behind that leg. Stay here or slide the hand up further. Get more of a hamstring stretch. Cross the left leg over the right. Interlace the fingers behind your right leg, figure four. Let this time of stretching and cooling down be one of gratitude as well for the strong body, for everything it does for us. Release the interlacing of the fingers, drop your legs over to the right. Stretch the left arm out and away. Come on back to center. Bring your knees together. Draw your knees into your chest. Separate the knees. Reach down and grab a hold of the outside edges of your feet. Keep the soles of your feet together. And then separate your feet. Happy baby. If you want to take your baby side to side, you can. I also like to stretch my baby's legs out from side to side. Joining the soles of the feet together, let the feet come down to the mat. Soles of the feet touching, Supta Baddha Konasana, left hand over your heart, right hand over your belly. Take some deep breaths here. Stay here as long as you need to, or you can start to stretch your arms and legs out. You have completed class, my friends. Woo! You've got a good stretch. If you need more stretching, you can spend a little more time on each of the things that we did. Otherwise, I will set you free into the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. This is the last Monday class with TYC. Last class is Thursday at 9:30.